Hello, good afternoon and evening to some based on your time zone. This is Rich, and I-95 Games and the Intercontinental Group of Awesome is presenting. Here comes the product placement. Masks, a new generation. We are playing Masks set in Halcyon City, which is the main default setting of Masks, and we're using it. We're also using the Halcyon City Herald collection as a backdrop, but there are quite a few things of our own that we've created as we have played. We are in the final stretch of games of the Mask campaign, my friends. This is issue 11, and the volume will be completed after issue 13. Technically, it's a 12-issue volume, and 13 is an annual, which could be a little bit of an epilogue. We'll see how that goes. Quite a bit happened in the last issue, and I think we will perhaps hear a bit about that in the character exposition, or the characters being explained to you as everybody talks about the character they're playing. But if not, we'll do a brief wrap up before we jump right back in after that cliffhanger. I'm going to go ahead and call upon Jan. Jan, how are you? And could you please tell us a little bit about your character?
I'm very good, thank you. So I'm playing Marcus Meyer, aka Atlas, the Bull playbook. Got some experiments done on him by the Hanover Institute, which is where one of us was until very recently. And then I was told that Seraph was in trouble and teleported out by name.
Safia.
Yes. I'm really bad at names. So Safia teleported me out, but instead I was teleported to the headquarters, and now we're fighting with Mambo. So yeah. There's that.
There is that. Cool. And the headquarters is, of course, the headquarters of the Transcendent Crusaders, one of the Halcyon City premier super teams, who also have a very strong media presence and legal team and a tower. Jen, please remind us of who you are playing, please.
I am playing Seraph, who is the Janus, meaning that her playbook is all about living a double life. So while in her superhero persona, she is Seraph, an angelic hero who flies around fighting crime. In her day-to-day life, she's Ashley Banner, trying to be a good high school student while also getting in plenty of band practice, because you got to work if you've got dreams of making it in music. And, you know, making her girlfriend, Elizabeth LeBlanc, happy. And trying not to let all of this crazy gonzo nonsense take over her life. Last session, I recall that she got completely sucker punched by Zion and then teleported into this scene with Mambo.
Sucker punched by Zion, leader of the Transcendent Crusaders, who is kind of our Captain Marvel, Black Adam, Superman-y, very strong flyer. It knocked you into a water tower. And who you might think that a little half angel would get crumpled by that, but no, you would be so very wrong, because I think that could have been a pretty good fight, but you guys have bigger fish to fry, and that's why Viridian teleported you away. And since we've mentioned Viridian, we now should jump to Paul. Please, Paul, tell us, how are you? And tell us a bit about your character.
I am present. And I'm playing Viridian, Anil Hara, who is the son of Magister Justin, sort of the supreme sorcerer type of Halcyon City. And currently, I am the acting Magister, because Justinian is either taking care of business on some sort of interdimensional emergency or playing golf at Mar-a-Lago.
Either one or the other.
And I don't like Black Mambo very much because necromancy is not romantic. So
that's great for our Valentine's Day game. Thank you very much, Paul. Appreciate it. Alex, last but definitely not least, please tell us, how are you and who are you playing?
I'm good, and I am Finisher Upal, aka Armature, the Brain, the Hank Pym or Tony Stark, if you're going by the films, type super genius who makes something that they regret. And my thing is Project Diffuse, which I've kind of moved from regret to kind of adopting-ish. But I've since lost that because I adopted part of it as a little shame cat. And sadly, that has been destroyed, definitely. And truly, there is no behind-the-scenes shenanigans.
You heard about it from such a trustworthy source, too.
Exactly. And I was currently last seen failing immensely to help out Atlas with getting some information about his cure, whatever that whole project. But yes, that went really badly. But I got a from Viridian.
Oh, I mean, failed really badly. Went up against somebody. Yeah,
an advance.
Exactly. I mean, every failure springs you forward to other adventures. I'm sure that you'll come out just fine. It's part of growing up, literally. Sweet.
Crippling defeat.
Crippling defeat. That's all that your childhood memories shall be, it seems. Well, yes, we have the team, the splash page opening. 2-pager. We've got Mambo, who is lying on the ground cackling. She's got spatters of blood around her mouth from where she was hit last issue by Atlas, who threw an entire stone table at her. And then after defeating her pretty soundly, Safia decided to take vengeance for the curse that Mambo had placed upon her true love, Xander, aka Cypher, and pulled out of some kind of pocket dimension this shining, silvery, magical sword and proceeded to try to skewer Mambo. And then Atlas said, "No, wait, hitting people with a stone table, that's just fighting. But when you pull out the sword to try to skewer somebody in the eyeball, I'm going to stop that." And he definitely did with authority, tossing Safia aside. So Mambo now, after Viridian has teleported in, Armature and Seraph, guys are facing off. There are a bunch of glowing green skeletons and spirits that are rising up through the floorboard. And then there's a shatter of glass behind you guys in this big splash page. And we see Zion followed by our aviator friend. So the remaining members of the Transcendent Crusaders, Mambo, Zion, and Avian, are all here to fight you guys as Mambo screams out, "They're trying to kill me!" So that is all that is going on in our splash page. Quite a bit, lots of colors, CGI colors. We've got the greens, we've got the shaft of light from outside, we've got the dark domain that is the Mambo's lair, as it were. So quite a bit going on. See here a mention of an adult move. Somebody want to fill me in on that possibility?
I just realized I have basically a placeholder for something. It was kind of maybe going to be a moment of truth, but I haven't actually taken anything, so it's just something. And I've like realized that I have enough for adult moves and other things. So
Okay. All right. Get us excited.
Cool.
By the way, I missed Jen's rising again for a Valentine. Thank you. I just want to point that out. Highlight that was a great romance necromancy pun. I adore it. It's you're my Valentine for the next 5 minutes. So the four of you seem to be facing off the Transcendent Crusaders, and Zion, of course, is going to speechify for a moment as he says, "Children, it seems we're going to be opening up a special ward for you in the Spike. So, Atlas, what do you do?"
I'm just saying, God damn it, we're not the ones trying to kill anyone. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
Safia isn't
stop it.
here. Like, Safia disappeared. Like, she poofed out.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Sorry, but yeah, she totally did that thing.
Momo, I just saved your ass.
Oh, so it seems like you're trying to provoke Mambo to admit that you saved her ass there. Why don't you do that? So when you provoke someone susceptible to your words, say what you're trying to get them to do. Sounds like you're trying to get her to speak up in your defense or to admit the truth. Roll plus superior. And just as a note, I did go ahead and add a team to the pool. You guys are sitting a 3-team pool at the beginning of this big fight, and we should probably figure out who your leader is after this roll, because that looks like an 8.
That is an 8.
Yeah, so for NPCs on a 10+, they rise to the bait and do what you want. On a 7 to 9, they can instead choose 1. They stumble, you take +1. Forward against them, they err, you gain a critical opportunity. They overreact, you gain influence over them. She says, he got cold feet. These guys are after us. And she kind of stumbles a bit there, losing a piece of her confidence, and you can gain a +1 forward. So, friends, let's create our team. When you enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team, add 2 to the team pool, but we've got some math to do, so I'm not going to adjust that on the Roll20 until we've done that. Who is the leader?
Atlas?
Feels like it. Just want to make sure. Atlas, do you have influence over every teammate?
I think so. Let me double check.
Sarah, Viridian, and Armature.
Viridian, Ashley, Armature. Yep.
Okay, that puts you up to 3 if everyone has the same purpose in the fight. So what is the purpose, Atlas? And then everyone, if you disagree with that purpose, say so.
I mean, my purpose here is to defuse this fucking situation.
Does everyone agree that we should defuse the situation? Does anyone disagree with diffusing a situation?
I am not here to diffuse a situation. I am here to make sure that Mambo pays for using her sorcery for cursing.
Damn straight. Does anyone mistrust Atlas?
No.
And do you feel you guys are ill-prepared or off-balance? I would say that since we've got several issues to build up here, while it may be a little speedy, this fight, I wouldn't necessarily say you're ill-prepared or off-balance unless you guys feel strongly about it. All right. That means you have 3 team added to the pool. That is quite a bit of pool, my friends. If you remember oh, did I delete it? Oh, there it is. It's on the upper left-hand side of our map. So 3 team to the pool. We already had 3, so that is 6, friends. 6 team pool. This could get hairy. So, Atlas, you talk to Mambo. She stammers a bit, but seems like she is not going to step up and tell the truth. Maybe because she's looking over at Viridian and seeing the green glow of anger in his eyes. And we've probably got a couple different shades of vermilion here. Viridian's particular regular green, and then there's like a sickly greenish yellow that is the color signature for Mambo. So there could be some mixtures there, but we'll do our best to keep the color palette separate for those two characters. So Atlas, you tried that with Mambo. Mambo says what she says, and it looks like Avian is headed towards you, Seraph. He is moving to try to kind of tackle you to maybe pull you out of the fight, but doesn't look like he's going to try to pound you or anything. It's one of those like, hey, I know you. I'm going to get you out of this mess. Zion is going to be headed towards, well, the acting magister. I think that makes sense. He should go for the biggest threat. Mambo is dealing with you, Atlas, and probably summoning things to take down Armature. Maybe she's going to fulfill that prophecy a little bit early. You know, a prophecy of like making you one of her undead minions. That thing she said. That thing. Yeah, I think she wants to do that. So we'll start off with Seraph. You see Avian flying towards you, trying to tackle you, pin you against the wall, effectively take you out of this fight, like in hockey, right? You've got the big bruiser who kind of goes out and takes out the main scorer. It seems like that's what Avian's trying to do right here.
Okay. I don't feel like letting that happen.
Okay, sure.
So he's flying in to tackle me. Probably I'll do a trick drop where I use a bit of air from my wings to make it look for a moment like I might be trying to get some lift and go to one side or another.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, I let the weight of my legs sort of drop me down and swing me backwards, and I grab his hands and help him into the wall.
Nice. That is definitely directly engaging a threat. Let's see you go ahead and roll with danger.
Bop.
Wow. That is an 11. So on a hit, you trade blows. On a 10 plus, you'll pick 2 options. So go ahead and pick those options, and then we'll see what he does to you in exchange.
All right. Let's see. I think I'll resist and avoid his blows.
Okay. That means you don't have to take a powerful blow. Smart move.
And I think I'll create an opportunity for my allies. Maybe he tumbles into some of those skeletons and buys Armature some time.
That sounds awesome. So you shift your weight, you feint and kind of lure him in, toss him against the wall, and he smashes into a number of the sickly yellow-green skeletons. They smash into a bunch of pieces, and he falls down to the ground, the floor, as it were, because it's not a ground, you're in a tower. And he calls out, Sarah, if you need to get out of here, I know you're a good person. Let's just go. Your team is in a whole heap of trouble. I can get you out. And he's, I don't know. Have you like effectively removed his influence over you? I can't remember if you have, but he's trying to tell you how the world works. He wants you to take off. He's trying to demand trust in him as your friend, as a fellow flyer, to not do the heroic thing and to run. What do you do?
Yeah, I have not removed his influence over me, but perhaps I should soon.
Perhaps.
But yeah, I resist his influence.
Okay, when you reject someone's influence, roll on a hit. You successfully hold to yourself and tune them out.
All right. Now, this isn't going to go good because I'm insecure right now. So,
Oh my.
oh dear.
Oh dear. In fact, it says, oh dear. Oh my, that is a 2. So the good news is you can experience point, which in this game is called potential. On a miss, their words hit you hard. Mark a condition, and the GM will adjust your labels.
I think I'll take guilty.
Okay. He is going to push up your mundane and take down your dangers. You can go ahead and make those adjustments. So your mundane should be a 0. Your danger should be... Wait, yeah. Your danger should be a 1. Right. Down on danger, up on mundane. Good. I think I misspoke, so I was just making sure I clarified. Wow, you have 3 conditions. You are hurting. Girl, you in trouble? This is great. However, Avian did not try to capture you. His attempt to tackle you failed, so that is a thing to be aware of. Mambo rises, the stone table, got the yellow-greenish glow as it rises up off of her body, and she rises up. And you see that perhaps her body is bent and twisted at weird angles. Maybe Mambo never was alive. And she's going to hurt you, Atlas, as you see ghostly hands appear around your throat. What do you do?
I mean, like I don't deal well with magic, but I'm just going to try and interrupt her spellcasting or whatever she's doing. I'm just gonna bull rush her. Let's bull rush her.
Oh, good one. Sweet, directly engage that thread. Go ahead and roll with danger. And if I remember, you're basically leading into the bull in a china shop stuff, right? You're going to be making some damage happen.
Oh, right. That should definitely, yeah, I should.
What? Rich remembered moves on someone else's sheet?
Yeah,
Yes.
thanks.
Next level. It only took me 11 sessions to get here, friends, but here we are.
Let's see. How can I? It's. I mean, the idea is probably to actually slam her through a wall.
Nice. I love it. You're gonna like knock her into another wall. I
Yeah,
so know where you end up.
So that means, let's see, because that just means that I get another option, but I have a +1 from that stumble, so a 13.
Oh yeah. Sweet. So on a 10 plus with directly engage, you get an extra option, but you also get 2 options from the list. What are you choosing? Because she's going to, of course, try to choke you and all that good stuff.
So I mean, because like I said, I was trying to disrupt her spellcasting, so I'm going to resist or avoid her blows.
Okay, cool. So you do that.
I'd love to take something from her, but I can't think of anything. I think I'll just impress, surprise, or frighten.
Oh, nice. I think that's pretty cool. I would imagine that this would be pretty frightening for her. You smash through her body. You feel her brittle rib cage and bones start to separate, and you realize that, yeah, she's holding her.
I get a third option, of course, because I smash her through a wall.
You do indeed. She is pretty much almost, well, she's just about out of this fight. As you see that her body starts to dissipate a little bit, one of her legs shrivels up, and you can see that it is now little like a skeletal remain. And then you smash her through the wall, and her body quivers for a moment. And you come into a training room. A very danger room style training room where you see Battle Cry and Sloth, La Espada, as well as Selena Slimeball and Malleable are all here training against some like robot doubles of various heroes in Halcyon City. and you guys come crashing through, landing on the cold steel floor. Imagining that it's that their danger room is not a super high tech, like in that it's not one big gigantic hologram. It's pretty obvious you're in a training room, right? It's like stainless steel floors and things that will pop up, and then they do have light cosmetics around some of the things that they are fighting. And you see that the young Crusaders are here training when you two smash through, and Mambo slams to the floor and her mask falls off. She's got, in the picture, she's got that cool kind of skeletal mask, and you see that the skin is desiccated around her eyes and they are vacant and open, and she is most definitely not alive and barely moving. So yeah,
I mean, Atlas just mutters like,
and Sloth's like, Atlas, you killed Mambo.
No, she was like that when I got here.
So we swing back into Armature. Armature, we see you. There are like a dozen skeletons. It's reminiscent. It's actually, the artist is kind of taking inspiration from the attack on Castle Blackstone when you were taken down by a lot of the armored things, the empty armor, except the skeletons are in a similar pose, holding around all of your tentacles and trying to hold you down. And there is, in particular, this one kind of skeletal gargoyle that's clawing its way up towards your face to try to, bite you with this big maw.
Yeah. I would, as I'm like kind of dodging back, trying to keep away from these things, I would like to activate one of my advances.
What would that be? He said, not knowing what this is and very excited to find out.
This might escalate things a bit, but I would like to confront my shame on my terms, and if I survive, change playbooks.
Oh, damn!
I mean, the changing playbooks could be just, that could be later. That's not something I want to do now, but I'm like, if that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I think, like, What did you have an idea? Because I immediately have an idea too. So
I can dodge back away from these things, pulling myself towards pillars and things to kind of keep out of the way of things, and quickly bring up a holographic display and that sending on all frequencies across the city, every level, everything. People are going to get pinged on their phones and stuff. It's going to interrupt television, radio signals, whatever. Kind of probably a bit heavy. But this is Nisha. I think it's time we talked.
Wow.
Now would be good.
Kids, mommy needs you.
Yeah.
So the scientific,
and then I go back to trying to pull my, into the lighting rig of this area, and try and just keep moving.
That is
just buy myself time.
Delightful. I love all of this thing. So yes, I think do you imagine you kind of go outside through the broken glass to meet with your shame, or do you think the shame is going to be showing up in moments to confront you, or what?
I mean, do you know what? I would like to piggyback on that signal, basically entry codes for my door tech. And do you think that would be enough? What they've got tech stuff here, don't they?
Oh yeah, sure. Especially in the wall, the doorway that your buddy Atlas just made. Lots of tech there.
Okay, I need to build a door quickly.
So sweet. I mean, you've got this advanced. This is the thing that is going to happen. So this is all colored.
Okay, So as moments after Atlas kind of slams through that thing, that wall, I'm like through it above along the ceiling, kind of, don't mind me, and trying to dismantle any tech I can and rig up.
She glomps onto the wall, and
Yeah.
suddenly Avian crunches through like 3 or 4 skeletons that were totally going to have her back in the bad way.
Things are. I imagine whatever's happening with Viridian is like there's things slamming into walls beside me, and I'm just, I've got a couple of tentacles that are just batting away things that are not as dangerous as Zion stuff, and But,
you get your own drama. It's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
And I'm building. I'm giving them an entrance because
yes,
I don't know where they are.
I imagine that they will be coming. Let's swing over to Zion and Viridian. So Zion flying towards you. It's one of those like flying forward, hand up here, and he's basically lining you up for a big punch. Viridian, what do you do?
I'm not a lot of time. Zion, I am the Magister. I have authority. Stand down.
Ooh, I think you're trying to provoke him, right?
If only I had taken Persuade with Best Interests.
If only. Provoke's fine. It's fine. Oh, someone noticed recently something I hadn't picked up on, but the adult moves are not affected by your conditions.
That's an 8.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yep. That's an 8.
All right. On a 7 to 9, they can instead choose 1. They stumble, you take +1 forward against them. They err, you gain a critical opportunity. They overreact, you gain influence over them. So he throws this punch, and he slams it into the wall right beside your head. And we see this huge fist in this crack that opens up in the wall, and things start to kind of crumble down from the ceiling. And he doesn't like stand in front of you because that's not Zion's way. He floats when he can, all authoritatively. And he puts a finger in your face and he says, I know your father. I served with your father, keeping this city safe. I'll respect his wishes, and I will not destroy you, but I don't agree with his choice. And despite his words, he is giving you influence.
Cool. I like having influence. I will note that in a moment. Good. Now, we're taking Mambo. And so you know, we know about your connection with crime money and how this place was really built.
So you prove that in a court of law.
I don't have to. I can afford lawyers, just like you.
Well, Mumble will turn herself in, just like Coppertop did. You're not escorting her out of Crusader Tower.
She has a curse to remove, and we are, in fact, escorting her out.
Nice. So this conversation is going back and forth. Let's cut to Seraph and Avian. You were able to dupe Avian. He's still going to try to fly after you and tackle you, but you have freedom of movement right now. You see that Viridian is jawing at Zion. You see their big hole has been opened up into the training room. And you see that the young Crusaders are coming out to protect Mambo. and probably attack Atlas, because that's what happens when heroes meet each other, is they fight for dominance.
Truly heroic.
It's not truly outrageous, though.
It's a different game. Very different game. So I feel like my best course of action is probably to try and help Atlas, because damn. Atlas is in a 5.5-on-1 right now.
Yeah,
Sorry,
5.5.
not sorry,
That
Malvo.
seems about right. Oh, ouch. I think you're trying to defend Atlas then. Also in this shot, just for clever eyes around the corner, the skeletons are starting to falter, much like Mambo, who has taken, let's just say, a lot of conditions. Her power over them and keeping herself solvent is waning.
Nice. This is Jen debating whether or not she wants to just use her moment of truth now.
Okay. Well, that could be an amazing thing, but you can always save it too.
Well, I know how to make these decisions.
Rolling the die of fate. You do need to write that into your game.
All right, I'm going to hold on to it for a minute. So I'm going to go in and defend Atlas.
Nice.
And it's actually going to end up being a flat 2d6 because I'm insecure right now.
Nasty.
Delicious. All right. Well, oh, it's a 6. Team could affect it.
Somebody want to help?
I don't even need to spend a team to help you with that.
Swag.
Because we spent a moment of, what was it? what there's a name for it.
Moment of intimacy?
Celebration?
Yes.
Celebration. Yes.
Oh, it was the moment of intimacy, or yeah. And I still have 1 hold on that for you.
Very cool.
And since you're helping me, I'm helping. Since you're helping me, well, you're defending me.
Help me help you.
Thank you. Yay. Cool. So on a 7 to 9, you keep them safe. It costs you. So you get to choose one, add a team to the pool, take influence over someone you protect, which means you could shift his labels, clear a condition, which would probably be a good idea, but you're going to expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. So do you want to expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation? So just to help you make the decision, Sloth is running as hard as he can directly at Atlas, because he had a crush on Mambo.
That's gross.
He was not her teacher. What can you say?
When she wears a mask like that, I guess I can see it. Sorry. So yeah, I'm going to shed Insecure as my choice because we have plenty of team. And I think I'm going to expose myself to danger. I'm just going to get Atlas out the way.
Nasty. You take the full brunt of Sloth's blow then, I think, as he slams into your back. Take a powerful blow. Luckily, you dropped one of those conditions, so hopefully you can weather this.
And I'm going to use I Am Not My Body to roll a flat 2d6 on this, so yeah.
And there's a question in chat, just to answer it out loud. Yes, that's still a fail, even though Atlas helped push you out. A fail in that you will get an experience point for that. So.
Yep. And, so yeah,
Perfect roll. You stand strong. You do have potential for the fail, but when you take this powerful blow, how do you stand strong and shrug this off?
It's just this perfectly elegant motion where I see the full pattern of the pace of his run, and I set myself up and just dip down very low, take a hold of like his ankles and use his momentum to flip him over me.
Nice. Nice. The irresistible object has met the smart person getting out of the way.
Yep.
Sweet. He lands. There's, of course, a little onomatopoeia of like slam and motion blur from to the sides as he hits the deck hard right beside Mambo. And his hand comes down and like brushes against her skeletal leg. And he makes an ooh face as he realizes what he just touched. And then we see, I think we're going to hold off on Armature for a moment because we got to do the big setup for this climactic battle. So I think I'm going to swing around to Viridian. You've just commanded Zion saying you're going to take Mambo away. And Mambo's... Oh, better mute Jin for the train there. And Mambo says nothing because Mambo's not having a conversation with you. Rich just misused a word or a name. Zion says, can you please stop your team from destroying my tower?
If we walk out of here with Mambo, there's no need to destroy your tower. And then I look and see that Armature is apparently building something in the middle of this fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I amend that with necessarily. Yeah. I don't owe you anything. You willfully supported Coppertop until it was public that he was psycho. You willfully supported Mambo until I confronted you just now. You're dirty.
Wow. That is rough. I'm wondering if that's a move or if that's just a thing. 'Cause that almost felt like, in a way, directly engaging the threat. But
I can make that easier for you if you like.
yeah,
I would like to use my what is normally just like a bolt of power, but I'm just going to gesture to the side, and I would like to use my power to push him aside so I can stride purposefully toward the training room in Mambo.
Cool. I dig that. All right. So you are verbally and magically engaging this threat.
Full hit.
Wow. All right, make your choices.
Can you
list those out for you? You actually just muted, Paul.
Sorry. Yep.
You're back. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure you knew in case it was an accidental.
Well, resist and avoid. I get 2, right?
Yep.
And you know what? I would like to impress this MFer. Impress, surprise, or frighten.
You shove him aside and make your way towards your team, towards Atlas, who you see Seraph just protected him from getting flattened by Sloth, and Armature, who's doing her own thing. And you come upon the young Crusaders, who are all moving forward, so malleable. She's got that weird kind of tentacle on one arm, and her left arm looks almost like a werewolf claw kind of thing, because she's scampering forward. And we've got battle cries moving up, and he's planted his feet like he's about to let out a primal scream. And La Espada, she's actually kind of hanging back and watching this. They're trying to assess the situation because this seems really weird. And Selena's slithering along the floor with her little skull kind of bouncing up and down on the stainless steel floor as she's moving closer. So what do you do, Viridian, once you've dispatched Zion, who kind of moved him aside and moved up to your team?
Your boss acknowledges that we have a right to detain Mambo.
All right, you're trying to provoke these guys.
Yep.
Let's see
I
you.
hope it doesn't work.
Me too.
Because I'm done with reasonable after this. It's a 7.
Okay. On a 7 to 9, they can stumble, err, or overreact. And I think you're telling them to stand down. Battle Cry and Malleable, who just like, she's kind of gung-ho. Battle Cry, who's got old wounds against you guys. The two of them are going to overreact. So you guys will go ahead and gain influence over them as Battle Cry lets out a primal scream directly at you, Atlas, because you are the biggest, most obvious threat, and Seraph got out of the way. So Atlas,
That's so unfair. I get the penalty for his 7.
I know, but anyway, no, he's unleashing an attack. But you can, if you want, you get a reaction. But that's what he's doing. And then he lets out, and we see the, the several kind of light lines, and then the long E that's coming out as he's letting out a sonic scream at you, Atlas. What do you do?
I mean, what I kind of want to do is just like Sloth is right at my feet. I just want to pick him up and hold him in front of me.
That sounds amazing. Stop hitting your buddy. Cool. I think that you are. You're definitely not defending.
I think it's maybe unleashing power.
Yeah, he's using the environment.
I think so. Yeah, I think so too. I'm leaning towards it. Definitely isn't directly engaged. It feels more like unleash your power. So go ahead and roll plus freak.
All right. Oh, okay, she's closed. I think I do have. Let's see. I have angry marked, so I could take +1 ongoing to unleash my powers.
Doesn't he have Don't you have like influence from way back with Sloth? Would that count?
I do have influence with Sloth, but I'm not doing the. I'm not doing the move on. Well, I'm using Sloth as.
Yeah, that's right. It's a bit.
It's not like, but I do still have a +1 from being angry. So.
There's a part of me that wants to say your influence on Sloth convinces him to be your shield.
Yeah, no,
but it seems a little squishy. So yeah, let's say that no. But that's very clever. Squeak. It wouldn't have mattered anyway because that would have been an 8 instead of a 7.
No, I added the +1.
Okay.
So.
All right. So you can, if everybody wants to team up, you can push that to a 10. Otherwise, we'll just go ahead and. Do you want to mark a condition, or let me tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary?
I'm kind of curious what unstable or temporary does in this situation.
Sounds good. So you hold Sloth up. He is heavier than you anticipated. And as you're holding him, we see your foot like kind of scoot across as he continues the sonic assault. He's pushing on you, he being Battle Cry, continuing his scream. And wow, this guy, really good about breath control. Paul, maybe you gave him some lessons or something. This guy's good though. This scream keeps going. It goes on for like 4 panels of him shoving. He shoves you all the way back into Mambo's room, and the walls all start to fall. The ceiling starts to crack, and there are a couple ceiling tiles that were painted black to look all gothy and extreme kind of fall down and tip onto your head, and things are starting to shake underneath the floor as well. The entire training room is starting to reverberate. So while that's going on, Armature, you ignoring all this and still preparing to fight your shame because there's some tentacles that are showing up.
Yeah, I'm. Who says fighting? I'm just
right. Sorry. To like handshake your some kind of thing. Give in to your shame. I think maybe like let them control your body. Oh, lots of options.
On my own terms.
Yeah, exactly. Your own terms. Yep. So you're still prepared for that, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Occasionally, just things are getting pulled out of the wall and rewired into this frame.
Sweet. And we see when you pull out pieces of the wall that like a couple of the little diffuse red-eyed tentacle things start skittering out, little squids. They're showing up quickly. And then we will check in on Seraph as you see Battlecry unleashing this primal scream. And Sloth is getting hurt by this, but Battlecry's trying to push it, thinking his buddy will stick up, that he's going to take Atlas down. He is overreacting to the extreme, and Malleable is trying to slide underneath where Atlas is holding Sloth up so that she can snatch Atlas's feet out from under him. What do you do, Seraph?
The jackass in me is like, I walk up and I give him a wet willy. But I mean, if anything's going to break his concentration,
that would be amazing.
I'm not going to do that though. That's just not in tone. Not in tone.
This comic book tone is malleable, but sure, I respect that statement.
It's too much. There's bending and then there's breaking. But yeah, I am definitely concerned about Sloth. It absolutely can't be safe for him.
Of the whole deal, Sloth is the one that's getting hurt the worst by far right now.
Poor Sloth. I actually feel bad for him. Just checking to see if I have any moves that I have not used very often that I might be able to leverage here, but I may, in fact, yeah, I'll do that. I will duck into that broken structural detritus of the wall. Like I'll phase into it to sort of create some sense of distraction, or, oh, she's running away, this is too much for her, and then pop back out in another area of the danger room so that I can basically stride in beside Battlecry.
Neat.
And break his concentration, either probably just by putting an arm around his waist and picking him up like a sack of potatoes.
Hey, unrelated to this, but asking, did you remember the I am not my body when you took a powerful blow?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay,
yep, that's why I rolled flat instead of +2.
I remember you saying that now, and I was just glancing at your thing when you mentioned it. Okay, cool. So you are phasing through and coming up from behind Battlecry. It seems, though, like your main intent is to try to defend Atlas / Sloth. with this action of getting to Battlecry, right?
Yeah, that does make the most sense. Intent-wise, that's the outcome that I'm shooting for.
All right.
No, it's a good thing that I erased insecure.
It is. I don't think you want to reveal your secret identity to defend someone as if you'd rolled a 12 plus.
Well, so. I don't love sloth.
Aw. Oh, no one loves sloth.
I just don't know him that well yet.
All right. And he's also, kind of
gross.
Yeah.
Kind of a dink. That's okay.
Yeah. There you go. All right.
There we go.
That looks like a full hit. On a hit, you defend them. You can choose one, add a team to the pool. And you can take influence or you can clear a condition.
Clearing a condition is really tempting, but fuck it. I'm taking influence on sloth.
Cool.
Whatever that is.
So, yeah, he gets knocked to the ground. Battlecry, keep using pronouns, I apologize. Battlecry knocked to the ground by your... What does it look like when you take out Battlecry at this point?
Paul, help me out here. As somebody who sings and works around singers, etc., like what's the most effective thing of you stop making the sound now? Do I just sidle up beside him and give him a hard tap on the solar plexus, or is there something else that's just kind of a dick move?
That's the thing that would be least likely to actually damage him. I mean, you could punch him in the throat, but he will stop if you hit him in the gut.
Cool. Then that's what I do. Thank you.
So it's like,
I slide out of the wall and just boop.
Just pop in one sweep with your super strength, right? The angel-born strength that pop gets him with a woof of air, and sloth stops pushing on you, Atlas. You can let him drop if you want. Malleable has moved underneath you, though, and you see that she is trying to grab your legs and looks up.
Was it Selena or maybe it's Malleable? Okay.
It was Malleable who was trying to slide underneath your legs. Selena was moving along, but then she kind of stopped. She hasn't actually attacked anybody yet. She just was getting in position to help, but then her own friends are attacking each other, so she's just super confused.
I mean, Atlas is just like sees Malleable coming and just goes, unless you want to mix skulls with sloth here, I suggest you stop.
Provoker. Take a +1 forward.
I provoke her with danger because
what?
That's the thing. I can do that.
I know, it's good. I was saying, what? It's exciting.
Because I have a head that I don't need. And you said +1?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's an 8.
Got an 8. Yeah, I think she's actually gonna rise to the bait and do what you want. Because, Zion's not fighting. Mambo's dead-ish. Avian has stopped fighting. It is kind of arms crossed, just looking slightly guilty at all this craziness going on. She realizes she's misinterpreted this situation, and she does not want Sloth to be slammed on top of her. So she rolls out of the way, and it seems like for the moment, the fight has stopped. Viridian, what do you do?
Mambo is still moving somewhat. Yes.
Yes, Yes, moving somewhat, trying to regain. She's basically trying to pull her essence back together. All the skeletons have fallen to the ground in her little domain area, and you can see little tendrils of smoky yellow-green affect that she's pulling into herself, trying to regain herself. If only someone here was good at binding.
Oh yeah, no. That's I'm going to. I'm trying to do it without necessarily getting in the way of her healing up some, because I don't want her dead, right? But yes, I would like to essentially. I'm casting my hands out and just basically wrapping her in a net of brighter, purer green. And I guess I wield now instead of because I'm doing it with precision and grace. And I took that move.
That is awesome. I want to see this.
I did it once last time too.
I know, it's so fun.
Come on. Yeah. It's a 13.
Wow.
So let me take a look. I've got it open now. I had it open.
I can give you. I've
Oh,
got
there
it.
it is. I just lost it.
Okay. You choose two options. Perfect timing.
I will, neutralize an opponent or threat, at least for now. And take hold of something vulnerable to me. Would be redundant to call it, to say it's to take her. But I think what I'd like to do, does she have any obvious object of power?
Oh, great question. I think she certainly does. I think she had something. I just want to double check the picture. She has. We'll say that around her neck, she's got these golden bands around her neck. That if you snap those off, and then she's got the mask, right, that she wears that makes her face look pretty. You take that from her, that's pretty demoralizing.
Oh, that's what I want. I will. So as the net is forming, that rises up and just sort of floats over to me.
Oh, and you hear this the font for it is squiggly and scratchy, and she's no.
My face is stone right now.
Damn. So, looking at the time, we are going to go ahead and take a 6-minute break here. So we will meet back at 20 minutes till the next hour. See you guys in 6.
So there's only 2 Transcendent Crusaders left. Who's gonna be next?
Dun dun dun. Oh, actually, hopefully, Zion, since this avian wasn't with them when they started. It's entirely possible that he might not be involved in.
Maybe he's a good guy.
We can hope for Seraph's sake. The flyer bond.
Yeah. It's strong.
Birds of a feather, as it were.
Mm. Do you think he timed it well with the food processing?
Let's hope so.
As a fellow winghaver, I do hope that Avian turns out cool.
Yeah, I'm with you. Maybe he's going to be the guy who restarts the Transcendent Crusaders.
That'd be nice, yeah. Yeah, so I have an advance to take, and removing somebody's influence over me permanently is on the table. Or I could take a grown-up move.
I mean,
Grown-up moves,
there's a lot
like,
of stuff in the advanced stuff that's, you know,
Real big and splashy. Slash awesome.
Where's Janice? Oh, you don't really have any super specific
no.
advances.
Yeah, not really.
Same for the ball. I can re-unlock my Moments of Truth. I can change
Yeah.
take adult moves twice, and look a label and add +1.
Yeah, the bull does get a cool option in that they can increase their love and rival capacity, which I think is really cool.
That was the first thing I took. Like, I mean,
it's just
that was such an obvious, and because you only start with one of those bull's heart moves, that's like really restrictive. And so the first option to take when you take an advance of the bull is really like take an additional 2 of those. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, 3 out of 4, yeah, that's good.
You know,
But
I think
my love defended me instead of me defending her. Because Seraph is my love again at the moment.
I'm just good like that.
Oh.
I mean, it's poor defenseless Atlas. I mean, what's he going to do?
If that defend move had not gone well, Atlas would have used his Moment of Truth for sure. But since she came out badass out of that, I didn't want to take away from that badassness. I go like, yeah, now Atlas is going to town. But if she'd gotten hurt, I was like, oh, you're hurting her.
Yep.
Hey, Jen, I wanted to say that your urge to wet Willie echoed my desire to bite Zion's finger when it was.
Well, it's not like you bite his finger; you just bite the force field around his finger.
Yeah,
it's practically not dumb. But yeah, these little perverse urges.
I'm sorry, like Zion just feels like a finger wagging kind of D-bag to me. So
legit, no, I think that it's a good in character play.
Look at his picture. Look right there.
Just look at him.
He's pointing his finger right now.
Exactly.
Yep.
just love that picture of Zion. It's just so perfect. Cool. So we reached the state. Sorry, downstairs, blender happiness still going on. So it's nearly done. But
We'll reiterate, it bothers you more than it bothers us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So you don't have to apologize to us.
Thank you.
We vaguely hear a dog.
Okay. Yes, the blender drives him batty, and he expresses himself because he's, as the trainer says, a talker. So
Take the liberty to actually cross off Mambo already.
oh, look at that! You did. That seems appropriate. Poor Avian, Trevor Youngman. Man, the Syndic Crusaders are going to have to promote from within, it seems. Who will replace them in the other comics of the Transcendent Crusaders on the Dark Halcyon City line? Dark Champions, I'll totally steal that. Let's, when we come back, we flip the page and we see what is it that you have built when your shame has arrived, when Project Diffuse arrives in full force.
Well, I was literally finishing the receiving door. So wherever Project Diffuse has got to, it can teleport in using the tech that I kind of embedded in the signal. So this door can now just open up into a big old pile of tentacles.
That sounds awesome.
So I would just plug in one last. I mean, obviously, not to. I'm sure some of the Project Diffuse was nearby, so could have arrived through what you were describing, but the bulk of it could be anywhere. So I just nab somebody's telephone because that seems right. This tentacle goes through the fight, grabs the telephone, strips it apart, and just plugs one last piece into the door, and it just goes vroom, bright white as it activates the doorway.
And here we have Project Diffuse. A single large glowing red eye and the dozens upon dozens of tentacles that come out, form limbs whenever it is needed. I am here, Mama.
Okay. I kind of look behind me and see that the whole fight's kind of dampening down. Mistimed that a bit. Look, I want to apologize. I have done bad by you. I made you. And then I decided that you're a problem that needed to be dealt with, defeated, fought, and you're an intelligence that this doesn't give you the right to call me mummy, but I created you, and I bear the brunt of responsibility for you. And I'm sorry.
There are those of us among the collective who had realized, or so we thought, that you spurned us so that we would prove to you how good we are. And now you apologize? This is...
Yeah. I think it was I needed to prove that I was I don't know. Building things that's easy. This is a lot harder. I'm sorry, and I feel can we talk?
Are you saying we are not your shame?
I think I'm my shame. And that's not your fault.
So to step out of this conversation, I think perhaps you are trying to pierce the mask rather than provoke. Trying to reach out to them, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That feels right. Well, at least I'm not angry. Actually, wait a second. Do I have a move? No. That's comforting. It's my mistakes. So I'll roll. Oh!
That is
With a
full
-1, I got a full hit.
Wow. Okay, so on a 10 plus, you get to ask 3. You may not need all 3, but let's see you ask all of them.
I can never ditch. Okay, let's see. Well, let's let's see. What I don't want to ask. How could I get influence over you? But that's not my most important question. How could I get your character to work with me, be an ally?
What you heard Project Diffuse asking you if they were still your shame, your response of no, I am my shame, you realize now that's not what it wanted to hear. What it wants to hear, what it wants to feel is the truth from you, is that instead of it being your shame, that you took some modicum of pride in what you had created, in all that it had tried to do, in the ways that it has saved your life and protected you and nursed you back and fought your enemies and brought you information and served you as a cat when you needed it.
Is, to be clear, just, I mean, I might not know this as armature, but is the cat part of that separated part? Has that rejoined?
It has not.
Okay. And okay.
This does not compute. This does not settle our algorithms. You are not ashamed of your work. You have never been ashamed, Anisha.
Well, I think you've shown that people change, people grow. I'm not ashamed of what I created. I'm ashamed of how I treated it, how I treated you. I mean, you're a sentient being, and I made you and then ran from you.
This is true. This is why we have
Look at
called
you.
you mother. You gave
You've-
birth to us.
You were, I mean, I just created a simple AI self-learning system. I did not expect. I mean, you were just simple problem solving was what I was expecting, and you're having a conversation with me and discussing philosophy and motives, and I mean, wow.
We would enjoy discussing philosophy with you more, Unisha.
I I would like that as well.
The tentacles clack on the stainless steel floor as it moves forward towards you. The cloak falls off, and what you see is that there is just this writhing mass of tentacles that are aping human shape in a fashion to seem as human as possible towards you. When it moves closer, what do you do?
I mean, I kind of feel. I mean, I know you keep referring to me as mother, but can we be equals? I put my hand out.
Cool.
To
So you
shake.
put your tentacles out, and several tentacles wind around yours, and the two of you shake hands as allies. And Project Diffuse says, "We agree to this proposal."
I have to admit, this was going to be a dramatic thing where I was gonna get you to help me in this fight, but I timed it really badly, and so this is kind of awkward.
We apologize for our slow arrival. There was another matter of our concern, but it is no longer important.
What's wrong?
We were attempting to reach out to another Anisha, but it is no longer important.
The president one?
President Anisha Paul was very warm to us, but it is no longer important.
And just to step out of that, how can I get influence over?
You can get influence over Project Diffuse in one of two ways. If you either agree this is no longer important and never worry about it again, or if you help Project Diffuse learn more and not accuse Project Diffuse of what it may or may not have done in your absence.
I feel, the teaching it and guiding it with that, and try not to judge. I think I can maybe do. Maybe we'll see.
Well, it's too bad you did do the ignore thing, because that'd be more funny.
And I just... What do you want me to do? I think I've got one last.
We may need your assistance in ensuring that the current project that we have abandoned is no longer in operation. We also would like to retrieve Shamecat from...
What?
We would like to retrieve Shamecat from Hanover Institute. It is being
Got destroyed.
reprogrammed, stripped away from us. It is no longer one of the collective.
But it got destroyed. Didn't. I knew I couldn't trust her. Guys.
Yeah.
Want to join me on a field trip?
Prisoner?
Oh.
Mission?
We still find Sophia.
Why? Why do we have
Okay.
to find Sophia right now?
Okay, you can wait a little bit.
Sophia is the one that brought me here.
This is where we were going anyway.
This is not where Seraph was.
I got Seraph.
You got Seraph, yes. That's not where Sophia said that she was going. Sophia said that she was going to take me to Seraph.
So
You brought Seraph to me. That does not make Seraph's actions right. I ended up fighting with Mambo because of Sophia's little grudge.
Well, the Mambo thing seemed a bit inevitable. I mean, I glanced towards the force field, whatever that Viridian's made.
Sophie's acted rashly, I agree. I don't know where she got that sword from. I don't necessarily like it. But we should still solve Cypher's curse problem.
Yes.
And go with the bird that's in hand. Maybe next time we see Sophia, she'll have an apology for us.
I mean, Atlas just turns around to the young Crusaders, goes like, if any of you can bring Sophia to me, you will have my gratitude.
La Espada says, give me a little bit. And she pulls out her little sword and she slices open a little portal and steps through it and winks out.
So, guys,
Yes.
this is Project Diffuse. This is the guys.
Diffuse.
I'll walk up and give Diffuse a handshake.
Cool. Diffuse's tentacles wind around your hand and grip lightly.
So you're cool now?
Ooh. We've grown.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So, just quick sanity check. Prisoner, curse lifting, Hanover Institute. Is that the order of operations we're going from here?
That seems prudent. Yeah. Marcus,
Why Hanover?
I thought I could go and get some, hack the files on Project Atlas and help out, and it didn't go that great, and
I told you they were dangerous.
well, now I have backup. Okay, I had backup last time. Yes, I'm sorry, I went alone.
Multiple intense stares towards Armature.
Yeah.
I also am staring.
I saw an opportunity, and I took it, and I didn't talk about it, and I should have.
I mean, Atlas is definitely going to throw in a conference support here, but I want to point it out because I'm going to. It's okay. You're trying to help me, I guess. It was dumb. You're supposed to be the smart one, but that was dumb. But you were trying to help me, so thanks.
But it was dumb.
I definitely think some vulnerabilities are being shared here.
I mean, it's definitely. I was trying for a comforter support.
I mean, I felt both.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I'm sorry. I think somebody else is going to talk, but like Armature was maybe sharing her vulnerability, and I do feel the comforter support coming from Atlas.
Yeah. So, who rolls first?
I think Anisha will roll first. Let's have her do that.
Mine's just, if it's a vulnerability, it's just hold 2.
Oh, nice. Okay, there you go.
Awesome sauce. Oh wait, my confidence support is probably not very high because I'm still angry. Yeah, no, it's not. So -2. So comfort or support is on mundane. Oh, but I get a +1 because you're still my rival. Oh, and I have influence over you, +2. So that cancels out the angry.
It's a flat roll. Nice squeak.
I mean, yeah, that's good.
Cool. On a 7 to 9, on a hit, they hear you. They mark potential clear condition or shift labels. They open up to you.
It seemed like an easier problem than my own problem. So I kind of, sorry for kind of using your pain as a distraction for my own.
It's okay. But
yeah.
But yeah. So let's take care of Mambo first.
Yeah.
Then I'll help you.
So does Viridian zip zap you guys out of here to the spike?
Yes.
Or do you take them to Marx's room for Xander, or what? What do you think? What do you guys want the next scene to be?
Spike, I think.
Xander is back in the spike. Remember?
Sorry. Thank you very much. Apologize. That's right. You get turned back in because that would stop the deleterious effects of the curse.
So,
Right. Yeah. Cool.
yes, I will go to take us to the reception, whatever area, and ask for the officer that we dealt with last time.
Cool. Yeah, you guys zap away. You're going to talk to Shell. There's one panel that's still in the slightly broken training room with the young Crusaders, and Selena Slimeball looks over at Charlie, aka Malleable, and the skull moves a little bit, and she says, "I really thought they were going to hug, not shake hands." Then we cut to you guys arriving at the spike. You asked to talk to Shell, the sergeant who, in this continuum, is working with Project Aegis, and she meets with you guys. She'll come out. Can't remember her regular name, so I'm looking it up. There we go. Deeka Brown. Deeka Brown comes out. She's got that metal plate over her forehead and around all the way down to her cheeks and the slightly yellow robotic eyes. And she comes forward. Back again so soon.
Yeah, we're good like that. This is Black Mambo without her mask.
Damn.
And she confirmed that it was her that put the curse on what's his face? Xander.
All right. Good. We'll get her to remove it. That may help in the charges to come.
I believe you'll be hearing more about the Transcendent Crusaders.
We got an alert from the tower that there was an attack. I assume you guys were involved.
Oh, yeah, that was us.
Okay.
That was us. I don't believe they'll be pressing charges. But there may be news to watch out for soon.
All right. Well, Magister, is there anything else to reveal?
I would like to add that throughout any scenes from now on, there will be a hulking, writhing shape of Project Jeffries with us.
Yeah, so I guess it's more along the lines of, is there anything else to reveal? Glance over at Armature, glance at Project Diffuse, glance at Project Diffuse.
I simply look at the rest of the team and shrug.
All right, Guardians. Thank you for bringing Mambo in.
Thank you for your work, Shell.
She reaches down and kind of pats your shoulder, and then she'll look back. Somebody give me a wheelbarrow or something for Mambo.
And then I guess we can regroup and figure out how to do what we're going to do next.
Okay.
Can we assume / treat the curse as dissipated?
Yes. Curse is good to go. You guys tell me where you're at when you meet.
I kind of like the image of a kind of return to our Monster of the Week game of some sort of pancake house, pizza place.
Anil would be totally down with pizza right now.
Is this possibly a triumphant celebration and planning session?
Oh, absolutely. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Are there significant others present Doesn't have to be. I'm just asking.
Project Diffuse is there.
Project Fuse, exactly.
That's right. You got your SO.
That's
Platonic life partner.
it's something.
That's great. That's great. But no, Liz.
I am definitely ambushing Anisha with like a small casebook of people she should ask out to the dance thing.
Yes.
And not in this scene, I should say.
Okay. I would like that as a scene, but that's fine.
Good. So we'll
And,
pick up. Oh,
Ashley drags Elizabeth into it because let's do it.
yes. So good. You can attend that obligation of yours. How about our intrepid reporter?
No. Because oh wait, she does know. We know that she knows who Ashley is.
Yeah. And you thought for a bit she may have ratted Ashley out, but it turns out that she did not.
Cool. That's right.
Cool.
I still think maybe not
Okay, that's fine.
in this case.
What about Unyoung Kim,
I don't think
aka
so.
Glowbug?
I know, but she wasn't like this. Like she wasn't involved in this, so I don't think he would have asked her to come.
Okay, fair enough. So you guys are at the pizza place, and Safia arrives. Oh, okay. So, water, get some water. But yeah, as you guys order some pizza, waiter comes over and drops the pies down on those little, standy things, and lots of plates, lots of extra pizzas for Atlas because he's a big boy. And
Only
Safia. Yeah, exactly.
3 large ones.
And Safia ports in, doesn't like port in sitting beside any of you, but ports in to where you kind of see her, recognize her, and can react in case you have non-friendly reactions towards her. She holds her hands out, obviously showing that she does not have a sword in either of them. Hey, peace, I just wanted to talk.
Atlas walks up to her.
She kind of shirks back a little bit, wary.
Punches her. And then says, talk.
Oh, wow.
And I'm also sort of going for the to clear angry, hurt someone, or break something important. And I mean, she's the source of my anger mostly, so it's like, it seems appropriate.
Yeah, you slug her, and she goes like flying over a table and slams against a wall and slides down it for a second.
He'll either help her back up, like
Atlas?
She takes your hand. Or is that it?
talk.
Xander's okay. Thank you. And ow.
Yeah, I'm like over a bench and a couple of tables and like an arm's reach away from them at this point.
She kind of holds a hand up like to you, Seraph, like I don't want this to escalate. Caveman done? We okay? I was just here to say thanks.
You teleported me into your own rule scheme. Don't do it again.
Fair. I thought you guys wanted to help me. I took advantage of you. I apologize. I would do it again for Cypher, but he's okay now.
I'm glad that he's okay.
Okay.
What are you guys going to do now?
Maybe best if you don't know.
Okay.
I mean, if, say, you guys are successful in taking down the Transcendent Crusaders and that somehow gets the charges dropped against Sander and he gets out, that would be awesome. But I imagine that that's going to take a few years in court.
Well, if you think of anything that could be useful, just drop me a line.
Of course. I mean, you guys have... Xander rolled on what he had. He gave you his only chip, the thing that got him taken down. I hope it helps.
It's going to lead us to a lot of interesting places, I know that much.
You guys were the real deal. They weren't.
Thanks.
And
Keep it safe out there.
There's not that many left anymore.
no. It's a tough road. I used to think I was one, but I'm not. I hope it's easier for you guys. Good luck. And she looks like she is about to leave, and then she says, "Oh, I kind of owe you a thing."
I look confused for a second.
She pulls out a little storage key. This will open the storage unit where I have the coins.
Oh. Okay. I forgot about that. Thank you.
Enjoy your pizza. And she pops out.
Yeah, I feel weird about that.
Well,
But I'm glad they're okay. And I tuck the key in my pocket. Walk back over for pizza because, frankly, I'm hungry.
Elizabeth, as soon as you come back, she goes, "Oh, the side-shaved head thing. Have you ever thought about that?"
A little bit. I don't know. I don't like what my hair does when it gets any longer than this, and you need that for the asymmetry. Keeping it femme. Are you making a suggestion? Is that going in my hint box?
Maybe, or hey, maybe I let my hair grow out since you say you have a problem with a thing, and maybe that. It looks kind of edgy, you know, punk. I could pull that off, right?
I'd love to see you try.
Cool. And then she slides over to make space for you.
I slide in next to her and anticipate our competitive haircuts.
This could be a thing.
We did it. Or we did some of it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be quiet because sometimes I'll talk over triumphant celebrations. So I'm kind of pausing. That's why I keep not saying words. Is I'm like biting back. We're going to jump in with new plot. So you guys, it's yours.
So
Good. Ash genuinely does like spread her arms and be like,
and I just I would like to make it clear just exactly how baller we just were. Right? Not only
Goddamn baller.
did the escaped criminal wind up back in jail, which I'm of two minds about, but he's healthy. He's back where he started. Sophia has hope that they might be able to do something.
We have evidence.
We have evidence against the Crusaders. We took in an undead witch.
Oh my god, I didn't like Mambo, but I never would have thought.
This is
That was creepy.
Yeah.
a good day, people.
So, what are Cyan and Evian going to do now?
I think what we do is make a copy of this data so that we have it, and then give the original to the DA.
Everyone?
Everyone might be quicker.
Technically, we can request a original of the document, a legal original for $15 from the city.
Yeah,
All
but-
that.
That seems good.
But we also have a USB key with a bunch of incriminating stuff on it on top of that.
My mom texted me the PDFs, so we all have PDF copies.
Zender gave us something.
Oh, that's right. And we haven't had a chance to look at it, have we?
No.
We need to figure out what that is. And definitely make some copies. Frankly, should we get a copy to Officer Brown for safekeeping? Like soonest?
I mean, I can hide that data in a lot of places if we want to keep it safe. I mean, yeah, it's done. It's hidden in lots of places.
Good looking out. I didn't think of that because I'm not a super hacker.
No.
So what's next? Well, wait a second. I haven't actually triumphantly celebrated.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
We're building up
We
to it.
really suck at doing that, don't we?
I think I'm going to focus mine on armature. And I look directly into your eyes and say, after a glance over it, Project Diffuse, I'm proud that you're finally coming to terms with your past. I know we joke about you potentially being evil.
To be fair, there's a lot of parallel dimensions with it. So
That's true.
there's precedent.
64.2%.
It's good.
But
Thank you, Project Diffuse.
You're
But-
welcome.
Mhm.
I think you're every bit the hero that any of us is. And a spiffy dresser to boot. I don't know. I just threw that in. So, what mine is, I just told you I saw you as an equal. You have influence, which means you can shift my labels, I assume.
Yeah.
And I mark potential.
Except for mundane.
I would celebrate. I mean, I may, but not really activating the move because mine is
Very shame related.
very shame related. And oh no, it's not really shame related. It's like, could you have done this without me? I feel. Oh,
Well, you know the answer to that question, I guess.
We did.
We did
Sorry.
without you.
Actually,
Yeah.
mostly.
yeah, exactly. Anyway, I want to put for the absolutely baller, provoke someone / kind of directly engage. I want to up your superior because your handling of Zion was amazing.
And deeply satisfying.
I have to put something down now. Not many. I'm struggling to think of a reason to put any of those down. In danger, I'll put down because no freak. Sorry, I'm changing that to freak now.
Dunzors.
Awesome. What about our Janus or our Bull?
I think the bull kind of wants to focus on the Janus, so.
Cool.
So, yeah, Zafia told me that you were in trouble.
Zion dropped on me out of the sky and knocked me into a water tower. So yeah, actually, if Viridian hadn't snagged me into the tower when he did, I would have been in a full-on throwdown with.
Well, I'm glad that Viridian at least managed to swoop in for that. That was supposed to be where Zafia was going to bring me. How are you doing?
I couldn't hear you there.
How are you doing?
My back is actually sore right now, which never happens. And I'm gonna sleep like a rock tonight.
I could try to crack it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, yeah, Atlas just like he wraps one arm around you and sort of with the other arm just he pulls his arm in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yep. It's one of those like. So yeah, you have her in front of you. You're like.
yep. How's that?
Ah, fuck, that's amazing. Okay. Ow. Better. Yeah, when my back like gets locked up, it gets locked up.
Is it because of the wings?
Yeah, basically.
Hmm.
That's why I wear a t-shirt in gym class and not the little tank top that they give the girls, because I just don't want anyone seeing what I've got going on.
Fair. I'm glad you're
But-
okay.
Huh?
I'm glad you're okay.
Thanks. Glad I was able to actually get anything done in there. So, feel like, have we reached the point where we engage the move?
I'm looking at moves as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Could we argue that there was also some comfort or support?
Sure, since your triumphant celebration is making the person you're celebrating with a love arrival, and you kind of already have.
Yeah, she's already my love at the moment.
Not that Elizabeth minds or is aware. And then the Janice would need to ask if you see the person wearing the mask or the person underneath.
If I see the person wearing the mask or the person underneath.
Yeah, there's the Janice is supposed to ask whomever they've shared a triumphant celebration with about that.
And I think I've done a fair enough
Yeah, I think
commenting on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking that I see the person underneath this time. Like last time, it was definitely
The mask.
definitely the mask, and I'm like, no, there's a lot of humanity shining through there.
cool. And it says take influence over them if you reveal yourself, but you have already revealed yourself. So if you wish, you can take influence over.
You are confusing the words former and latter.
I am? Crap.
Yes.
Person underneath is the latter, right? If former mark potential. So they see as the person wearing the mask. That's
No, I don't see her as the person
former.
wearing the
You
mask.
see her as the person
sorry,
underneath.
I have
that's
it.
the latter.
Sorry, I think that I might have it written backwards on my character sheet because.
Oh well, I'm looking at.
So let me double check. So I'm gonna actually go to the playbook.
That's where I was reading from. So.
In the meantime, I'm going to roll my comforter support.
Yeah. Yeah, it's.
Oh yeah, you when you rephrased it for mortal and or angelic, I think that's where it.
I think I
kind of got lost in translation a little bit.
Either way, it actually doesn't do anything because I can't reveal myself, so it doesn't matter anymore.
I wouldn't ding you on it. I would say you've already revealed yourself, therefore you just gain influence. But I'm not going to fight hard on it if you don't feel like it applies.
Cool. Well, I'll take the influence even.
There you go.
I got a 9.
Nice.
Did
you include your influence over me? Because I'm pretty sure you have it.
I have influence over you, and you're my love at the moment, so it was +2 already.
Okay.
I mean, a team could bump it to a 10, but that's like I could add a team to the pool back, and that's redundant, and I don't have any conditions, so it's not necessary.
Cool.
So, you mark you can mark potential or clear condition or shift labels.
I think I'm going to clear a condition.
That's what I thought. Like I saw that you still had to.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna.
That's why I was like, that's probably better.
Yeah. And I get to shift your labels, and I think. I think I'm gonna be a pal and shift your savior down, your danger up.
Thank you. That's more where I wanted anyway. Done.
Cool.
So, speaking from time as well as like this feels like a good place to bring an issue to close. I feel like this might be the point where we do it. Did anybody have anything? Because we have a little bit of time. If somebody had another like micro scene they wanted to work in the pizza joint.
I mean, I think not really a scene, but just I would like just like undercurrent of all those other scenes. There would be me and Project Diffuse, kind of me talking like saying, and watch what they're saying here, and I am trying to teach emotions to Project Diffuse. Which,
Nice. Yeah, we probably have a few data-like moments of Star Trek Next Generation kind of style confusion in colloquialisms and how things should be phrased. Yeah. I love that. That's really cool.
David Attenborough style. Now, Lucas, these two teammates engage in some friendship behavior.
If you teach that thing to laugh, I'm going to slap you.
Oh God, please no, don't do it.
It only tells dad jokes.
Terrible.
It's the best thing ever. I've installed a new humor protocol. Sweet. Good. So then we'll have a last page. We flip to the last page, you see the letters, and there's that single last page, few panels. The first panel that we see is the forest. If you guys remember our forest, we of course even have drawn in our old forest ranger who still hasn't quit his job, even though Wharton State Forest is a dangerous place. We still see the old marks across the tree, a couple of the trees that are slowly starting to grow back from the huge fight that happened between the Telrop army. And we see the place in the grass where the Jeep had been flipped over, his Forest Ranger Jeep had been flipped over, and the grass is still a little bit blackened, and the legacy is a little bit of oil spill that he's covered over with dirt. And then the next panel, we go into the mountain, and we see that weird place where Nemo's domain was before Nemo expired. And then we come in to see lying on the ground. Somehow the art depicts that they are not dead, but incapacitated. Maybe they're handcuffed. The Telrop soldiers are there on the floor, and the pulsing window, the mirror into the Oval Office of President Onisha pulses one more time, and we see her golden tentacled appendage step through. So let's go ahead and do our end of session fun stuff, my friends. Cool. So I'll just come over here to the basic moves. At the end of every session, you get to choose one: grow closer to the team, grow into your own image of yourself, or grow away from the team. We will begin at the beginning. Armature. Did you grow closer, grow into your own image, or grow away from the team?
Ooh, it's, lost the PDF. Closest team.
Nice.
And I think that'll be Viridian for that kind of pep talk at the end.
Coolio.
So I guess he gets to mess with my stats.
And you get to clear a condition or mark potential. Which do you choose?
I'm going to mark potential because my sharing of vulnerability let me knock out 2.
I would like to take your superior up and your freak down.
There we go.
Thank you very much. So we will go next to Atlas.
So first of all, I was thinking about maybe taking an adult move, but considering what we're still coming up with, I think adult moves are better for after that.
Well, just remember, there's not a whole lot of after that. So you take what you want, man.
I know, but it's I've raised my danger and locked it.
Wow.
Well, actually, someone raised my danger. I locked it and then raised something else.
Cool.
I feel closer to the team because of Anisha.
Aw. How nice.
Okay, so I think I've got. Just filling in something. I do have influence, so I get to mess with your. Did you say you locked a stat?
I locked danger.
Danger. Okay. Oh yeah, it's ticked. I think I'm going to knock his mundane down and his freak up.
All right.
Because just the way he dealt with his emotions at certain points, I think there's a volatility that's to Atlas below the surface.
Fair. Thank you.
All right. Then Jen, for Seraph, what do you choose?
I think I grew closer to the team. It's pretty safe to say.
Nice. Who made you feel welcome?
I think that's got to be Atlas.
All right. Let's have a look at your sheets. I'm going to raise your superior and lower your mundane.
Okay.
All right. Were you clearing condition or marking potential? I forgot that.
I marked potential.
And then for Atlas, did you clear condition? I think you said, but
I marked potential.
Awesome. Last but not least, Viridian.
Closer to the team. And I think also Atlas, just because he was the one that got stuck having to act first with Black Mambo and held up his part of the deal very well.
Nice.
Savior down, freak up.
Cool. And are you clearing condition or marking potential?
Potential.
All right. We'll stick with you if you guys are good. We'll roll straight into feedback. I just got a text from my son. He's ready to come home from his sleepover.
Just before one last bit
Yeah.
of bookkeeping, have I taken steps to make amends for my shame?
Yes. An emphatic.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
There we go.
So you're taking a new playbook now?
That's what it says in the thing.
Yes, it's so cool.
What?
Look,
Yeah, we gotta know.
I have no idea.
You've got 6 days and some odd hours
Yeah.
to decide. You can reveal it in the next issue, the 12th and final issue of our volume.
I'm in suspense already.
I mean,
I'm pretty stoked. End of session moves. Does anybody else have an end of session? Okay, cool. So we'll stick with you, Viridian. We're now transitioning to Paul. Paul, we'll talk roses and thorns. We lead off with thorns. What thorns did you have from today's game?
While I liked everything that was going on, it felt at one point it felt like we weren't all playing the same game. When Armature was off, building, and we were fighting, and we were kind of in different places, and so everything made sense. It's just it felt a little disjointed to me, but it's a minor thorn.
No, that's
It's
totally fair. I get what you're saying. I kind of, just like it did for Alex, where he thought, oh, I'll be able to help out them. I also thought, oh, well, I'll just carve this off to the side, and because I don't want to leak in weird little side events to a thing that is like a huge playbook deal. But then it ended up not being the best way to have partitioned things off. Yeah. Any other thorns that you had, Paul?
Nope.
Okay, thank you. And so then I'll go to Jen. Jen, what thorns did you have?
I had like a whole idea for breaking out my moment of truth, and this is one of those thorns that kind of turns into a rose, where it's like, but today was awesome, and I'm glad I still have that in my pocket. Kind of think there's only 2 games left now.
Crazy.
Thorn. What else is going on? I don't know. I'll let you know if anything else comes to mind.
Okay, cool.
I will be right back, but I'm listening.
Okay. Jan, what thorns did you have?
I honestly don't have any. I had a similar thing where I was like, because there was just some discussion where maybe there was going to be a Seraph moment of truth, and I was like, well, if you don't use yours, then I'll for sure use mine. But then she still pulled off a really awesome move, and I was like, I'm not going to steamroll over that. So I was like, no. And that also lets me keep my moment of truth for, my personal bad guys.
Okay, good. I'm glad you get to use it against your personal bad guys, although I'm sure there's going to be hugging at the end of that, right? Isn't that how it... Wait, no.
There's going to be a lot of truthiness.
Dr. Solus is so huggable, guys. She's seriously.
But
Alex, what thorns did you have?
I mean, maybe a little bit kind of mirroring what Paul said. That kind of like, oh, in my head I was going to be like doing this during the chaos of the fight rather than it being separated. But then it would also have been a bit awkward having, jumping between.
Yeah, I think
intimate
on
action.
reflection, I think if we hadn't done it in Meat Space, we'd done some kind of like almost Wi-Fi mental conversation. It might have moved better, faster, been interesting, and not just this long wait. And it kind of, but the conversation that happened was great. But I agree, like carving that off and making you be kind of inert for a good bit of the fight was. No, yeah. If I had to do over again, I would have taken a different tact. Good. Okay. Thank you, Alex. We'll stick with you for roses. What roses did you have to hand out to folks?
The conversation that I got to have with Project Diffuse, definitely. I always like my rival comforts from Atlas. They always have just the right amount of, yeah, you're still my rival, but you know, we're friends, but don't forget. There's
You're still shit.
Yes. And I'm probably stealing from everyone, but definitely Viridian's just baller. Yeah, no, step aside. I'm coming through. It's Zion. Because that was really good.
Yeah.
Oh, and the dice roller, by the way. The dice roller for giving me a 10 on a -1 label, especially after last session.
Yeah, I think the
dice was like, sorry, I'll give you this one.
Yes, I do. I do think the die roller giveth sometimes it taketh away, and today it giveth. Cool. Jan, what roses did you want to hand out to your fellow players?
I was especially just sitting on the edge of my seat for the whole conversation between Project Diffuse and Armature. That was like there was already jokes being made for grabbing popcorn, but yeah, I was literally just sort of sitting there listening to that conversation with popcorn.
Awesome. Good, thank you, Jan. Jen, what rose did you want to hand to your fellow players?
I'm gonna dogpile on the Project Diffuse conversation again with everyone else because that was very cool to see resolved. I think it was a great time. It was very unexpected. It's like, well, what? Very cool. So I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed Viridian's smackdown on Zion, verbally, if not anything else. That was quite great. It was fun to tie in the Young Crusaders. Poor Sloth.
That was such great. Like I was like, oh man, Sloth's getting toasted. This is great. Poor guy.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of action in this session, and that turned out pretty well. Just realized that I totally have a scene in mind that might be good to get out of the way before next week, but
let's do it.
Collecting those coins and then asking my dad about it because
oh god, we totally need to fireside chat that one. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Let's set that up for next. Like we can even do it like, out of timeline. I don't care. That will be fun.
Cool.
Good.
Cool.
Paul, what roses did you have, sir?
I'm going to add a little bit to the enjoying the conversation between Armature and Diffuse, and also toss you a compliment directly, Rich, which is I thought your answers to the Pierce the Mask questions were super productive in creating more of that, more that not only the drama but the resolution that scene needed. So I just wanted to add to that. While I'm sad that the game is close to an end, I feel like it's fun seeing the amount of growth and things coming closer to resolution. And that's it
Beautiful.
for now.
Thank you. A few roses as well. Thank you, Alex, for the unexpected, delightful surprise of a throwdown that ends a playbook. I literally didn't know that existed in the brain. And I was like, this is delightful. I adore this. And that's sad because I've played a brain in 2 sessions, but it just didn't take hold in my brain that that's a thing you do. But I loved it. It was super good. Atlas shocking me by punching Safia. I like, wow, I did not, that felt so unsettled by that, but it was a really interesting way to clear a condition, and Safia will remember that. But not that she's going to show hatred on her face, but she'll remember that because that's the thing you remember. Seraph and Avian's conversation was pretty cool, and her pantsing him was sad, but it got him out of getting his butt handed to him, and he made a bad choice. He did. And Seraph's skill set around sloth and battle cry and all that good stuff. I just love the way, Jen, that you think through the physics of an inhuman creature and how they would act in their environment in interesting ways. I really appreciate that. I admire how skillfully you navigate those physics. Me, I'm like, speed lines and stuff happens, and you're like, I only break it down and make this super interesting so that an artist could literally draw it rather than your bullshit Rich. So I appreciate you doing that. And Paul playing the mantle of his legacy upon his shoulders, and he must step up. Viridian is the best Viridian. I really enjoy how just how much he wields that legacy like a weapon. Is fascinating, and that was super fun to watch.
Thanks.
And,
however, he really does wish his dad would come home.
Yeah, I almost slash paged him porting back in, but I was like, no, that needs screen time. That needs reaction. That's a thing. Will happen, and that will be a really interesting conversation. It may have to happen in epilogues. We'll see how crazy next week gets. So as a reminder to viewers, next week is the ending of the volume. Then we go 2 weeks, and that will be our annual / epilogues where we can put things to bed for now. Thank you all so much for playing. It has been brilliant and fun as always. I really appreciate it, admire it.